Good evening, everyone. Like today, UPSC Prelims exam has happened, and we are going to have a discussion about a Prelims GS question paper. So, this is Vimal from Chinmaya Academy, and we are trying to give answer for UPSC Prelims exam as early as possible, as well as accurately also. So, let me take now set A and discuss a question paper. And before going to question, let me give my general opinion about the overall question paper difficulty level. In terms of difficulty level, I found like history, economy, little bit on the easier side. Even polity also on easier side. Almost 50, 60, more than 60 percentage of questions were in doable in nature. And most of the questions were testing the basic basic understanding of the subject rather than testing like higher level of knowledge. On the other hand, science and technology, environment, I found it a little bit on the tougher side. So overall, my opinion about this paper is okay. It is like I am more towards the easier side rather than on a difficult side. So we will discuss each question one by one. So the first question, I am taking set A, and the first question is regarding like economic topics. So they are asking about with reference to investment, consider followings, and they are asking about which of the following things are categorized as alternative investment fund. So it is like I can say like it is a easy type of questions only. So everyone knows like venture capital comes in alternative investment fund, and bonds and stocks are generally like it is like a normal investment. It is not like alternative investment model. So it is like anyone can access it. So it is not like bonds and stocks won't come in alternative investment category. Whereas the hedge fund comes in a alternative investment fund. So like answer for this is like only two. Bonds and stocks won't come, whereas hedge fund and venture capital comes in AIF category as per our like Indian government classification. So one is B, which is Bombay, like B. And the second question, they are asking about source of fund for RBI. So for this, like options, what are the options they gave means like buying and selling of government bonds, which is true. RBI earns some commission from this activity, and this is also like from this also RBI earns some income. Whereas like pension fund management, RBI is not involved in this activity. Lending to private RBI does not directly lend to a private company. They don't involve in this activity. Printing and distributing currency notes, of course, they are doing, and they will also earn some income from this activity. So answer for this is like 1, 2, and 5. So option is for this second question, Delhi is the answer. And for third question, they asked about organization and its function, and it is which ministry it comes under. Likewise, they had framed this particular question. And director of enforcement, of course, they are enforcing this particular act. With respect to ministry, it is given as a home affair, which is wrong. It comes under like Ministry of Finance. So first statement is like a wrong statement. And second, the director of revenue intelligence, it enforces this particular act, and it comes under Department of Revenue, Ministry of Finance. Of course, second statement is correct. And third statement also like this department comes under Department of Revenue, and which this department mainly involved in like nabbing the individuals who are like evading their taxes. These departments using like big data and AI, they are trying to find out who are all they are like evading the tax. So that's why like this department function is same, and this department is also same. So 2 and 3 is correct. 1 is wrong. So like only 2 comes. So for this question, third is like Bombay, B. And fourth question. So fourth question, uh, Reserve Bank of India mandates all the listed companies in India to submit. So they are asking about the BRSR report. But in India, like Reserve Bank is not involved in asking this sort of reports. Actually, it is SEBI who deals with capital market, and RBI generally won't involve in this sort of things and all. So first statement is like wrong. It is not RBI. It is like a SEBI. And in India, a company submitting BRSR makes disclosure in the report that are largely non-financial in nature. Of course, this is correct. This is generally like sometimes they will call it as a environmental social governance report. So this is generally like seen as a like non-financial in nature. It is not financial in nature. So second statement is correct, and first statement is wrong. So fourth also, like B is the answer for that. And then coming to fifth question, like in India, income from allied agriculture activity like poultry farming and wool rearing in rural areas is exempted from any tax. It's actually like agriculture activities are like exempted, but not all allied agriculture activities are exempted. Actually, some of the allied agriculture activities are taxed. So it is like the statement is like wrong, especially poultry. Sometimes poultry is classified as like a income from non-agriculture activity. It is subject to some taxes. So statement 1 is wrong. In India, rural agriculture land is not considered as capital asset under provisions of income tax act. This is correct statement. Like agriculture land in rural area does not comes under capital asset under income tax act. Whereas agriculture land in urban area comes under actually comes under a capital asset. So since here they gave us a rural agriculture land, so this statement 2 is correct. If instead of rural area, if they had given urban, then like the statement is wrong. So for this particular question, fifth question, statement 2 is right, whereas statement 1 is wrong. So answer comes for this question as option D, Delhi. Then, so sixth question, India has joined the Mineral Security Partnership as a member. Of course, this is correct. Like in recent times, we had joined earlier. We are not member of this particular organization, but now we have joined. And India is a resource-rich country in all. It's not like we don't have we don't have resource of all these 30 critical minerals. So this looks a very extreme statement, and this is a wrong answer. And this particular Mines and Mineral Development Act of recently they brought amendment which gave this power. Actually, this gave a central government power to action some of the critical minerals exclusively. So this statement 3 is right. 1 and 3 is correct. So then answer comes as for sixth question. Answer is C. Then come for the next question. And seventh question, statement 1 says like us. Regards returns from an investment in a company, generally bondholders are considered to be relatively at lower risk than stockholders. Obviously, the statement is correct. And then bondholders are lenders to a company and stockholders are owner. Of course, everyone knows this is a simple statement. And statement 3, for repayment purpose, bondholders are prioritized. Of course, this is also true. All three statements are correct. And now come to options. Let us check. Both statement 2 and statement 3 are correct, of course, and both of them explain statement 1, of course. So why bondholders are at relatively lower risk means because of this 2 only, they are considered at comparatively lower risk than shareholders. So of course, then for this particular question, answer comes as A, 7 for 7. Answer comes as a 7A. Then eighth question, next question. India accounts for a very large portion of all equity option contract traded globally, thus exhibiting greater boom. Of course, in recent times, they have told derivatives market, India is one of the largest player. So of course, this is correct. India accounts for large portion. So this is correct. India stock market has grown rapidly in recent past, even overtaking Hong Kong at some point of time. Absolutely, this is also correct. because in like for past 5 to 6 years, Hong Kong Stock Exchange has stagnated, whereas Indian stock market has keep on rising. So this is in recent times it has happened. So 1 and 2 are correct, and then comes to our third statement. There is no regulatory body either to warn the small investors about. No, this statement is absolutely wrong. SEBI has been keep on warning retail traders about this risk of option derivative tradings. So like even if you open any stockbroking company's account, means like in opening chart itself, this warning will comes. So SEBI has mandated every stockbroking companies to disclose this risk. So third statement is absolutely wrong. So then answer comes as 8, 1 and 2. 1 and 2. So for 8, answer is A. Then comes the next question. Circular economy reduces emission of greenhouse gases. Of course, this is a generic statement. Is this correct? And circular economy reduces use of raw material as an input. Of course, this is correct. Circular economy reduces wastage in the production process. This is also correct. So all three statements are correct. And let us see like option. Yeah, same like earlier question, like statement 2 and 3. Because of statement 2 and 3 only, we are saying like circular economy reduces greenhouse gas emission. So of course, like for 9th, A is the answer. For 9th, A is the answer. And 10th question, this is also basic economic question, which is very easy. Like 10th, capital receipts create liability or causes a reduction in asset of the government. Yeah, this is correct. Capital receipt always create liability, or either it will create liability out, because if we take loans, means like it will create liability. It is classified as capital receipt. Or other thing is like it may reduce our asset, like if we do disinvestment, which also comes under capital receipt. So statement 1 is correct. Regarding statement borrowing, disinvestment are part of capital receipt. This is also correct. Now only I have said these things. Borrowing, disinvestment, both comes under capital receipt. 1 and 2 is correct. Interest received on loan create liability. Interest does not create any liability. It's a one-way payment. So it comes actually under revenue receipt. Revenue receipt and interest payment. Interest on loans, it won't create any liability. So statement 3 is absolutely wrong. 1 and 2 is the answer. So for 10th, A is the answer. Then after finishing economy, we are coming to history area. Now we will discuss 11th question, which is asking about Rajaram Mohan Roy. Rajaram Mohan Roy and his views regarding like Indian knowledge system. So he possesses great love, respect for traditional philosophical system of East. Of course, this statement is correct, because Rajaram Mohan Roy considered Vedanta as a good source of knowledge, and he also valued other like historically or Indian philosophical books. So this statement 1 is correct. Regarding statement 2, he desired his countrymen to accept a rational scientific approach, principle of human dignity. Of course, this is also correct, because Rajaram tried to blend both like Eastern knowledge as well as Western knowledge. So this statement, this is what it's the essence of that particular statement. So of course, this is correct. 1 and 2, both 1 and 2 are correct. So answer for this question comes as C. Then we will discuss now 12th question. The 12th question is asking about non-cooperation movement. Non-cooperation movement. So with respect to non-cooperation movement, they are asking about what are the programs which are part of non-cooperation movement. So first thing is like, which happened in 1920 to 22. This is the phase of NCM. So in that, what are the things which we did? So first statement says like by heart of law codes and foreign cloth. This is of course everyone, every Gandhi movement, this is like common theme. This is part of non-cooperation movement also. First statement is correct. Observation of strict non-violence. Of course, this is like Gandhi will be like emphasizing about this non-violence part. Of course, strict non-violence. Gandhi asked his followers to practice strict non-violence. Because of not following this only leads to like end of non-cooperation movement itself. You would have studied in like Chauri Chauri incidents that led to like withdrawal of non-cooperation movement itself. So this statement is absolutely correct. Then third statement, retention of titles and honors without using them. Actually, Gandhi asked our leaders to forego the titles and honors actually. So this is like third statement is wrong. And establishment of panchayat for settling dispute. This is correct because Gandhi said like we should not depend on British institutions. So he asked us to like create a parallel institution for these small judicial disputes and all. So like fourth statement is right. So for this particular question, 1, 2, 4. So three statements are correct. So answer comes as only 3. For 12th, C is correct. And 13. So irrigation device called Arghata. So Arghata, they already asked this thing in earlier prelims. Now they are asking little bit more information about this Arghata. So Arghata for this particular question, answer comes as B, which explains Arghata. Arghata is nothing but a mechanism for like irrigation purpose. In medieval India times, they had used this. From Gupta time onwards, they had used these particular things for like irrigating agriculture field. It will be like two wheels will be there. It will be attached to some kind of water bucket. Then it will water will be withdrawn from wells actually. So this Arghata for this particular question, answer B comes. B. 13th for this, 13th B. Then for 14th question. So 14th question like Matta Vilasa, Vijitra Chitra and Gunabhatra. These are the titles for which of the following kings. Likewise they are asked. For this question like answer comes as A. Mahendravarman 1. So this fellow had written a book called Matta Vilasa Prahasana. So that comes here. And Vijitra Chitra means like he is more interested in painting activity. So that's why he is sometimes called as Vijitra Chitra. He is very curious minded guy. So that's why many had termed this Mahendravarman 1 as a Vijitra Chitra. So for this particular question, 14, A comes. For 14th, answer is A. And Fahin, the basic NCERT question. So Fahin, a Chinese pilgrim traveled to India during the reign of, whose reign he will come means like he comes during the reign of Chandragupta II, which is around roughly around from 380 to around 415. His reign will be there, Chandragupta II. So during this time only, Fahin comes. Chandragupta II. So for 15th answer is B. For 15th answer is B. Then 16th question. 16th question. Who led the military campaign against the kingdom of Sri Vijaya? Which ruled the Malay Peninsula, like Sumatra, Java. These are they are asking about which king has conquered this particular geographical area. So this answer for this question comes as Rajendra Chola. Rajendra Chola, who is sometimes called as Kadaram Kondan. Kadaram Kondan. So in those times, Kadaram means this Malay Peninsula region, Indonesia, Java. These regions are called as Gadaram. So this fellow, this guy has a title of Gadaram Kondan, which signifies that Rajendra Chola is the one who captured this particular region. So for 16th answer is C. And next comes 17th question. So in this question, they had given Mahajanapatha state, and they are asking us to match the river flowing through that particular Mahajanapathas, whether it is correct or not. So this first statement is about Mahajanapatha Asmaka. So Asmaka, you all would have known, like Asmaka is the only Mahajanapatha which lies south of Vindhyas. So for Asmaka, through Asmaka Mahajanapathas, river Godavari flows. Yeah, absolutely correct. This statement 1 is correct. And statement 2 regarding Cambodia. Cambodia Mahajanapathas actually lies in northwest of Indian subcontinent, or in present day Pakistan. In present day Pakistan or Afghanistan is a location where Cambodia Mahajanapathas was present at that time in 6th century BCE. And they are asking about the river which flows in Cambodia, Vipas. See, Vipas is nothing but Vedic name for river Beas. River Beas. So river Beas is more of a Punjab region. So river Beas flows through a Punjab region. So it does not flow through like Afghanistan, Pakistan region and all. So statement 2. Statement 2 for this particular question is like wrong. So Kamboja and the Vipas river does not flow through Kamboja Mahajanapatas. This is wrong. And Avanti. So Avanti is the famous Mahajanapatas. It lies in Maharashtra region, current day Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh junction, tri-junction, Avanti. And they are telling like Mahanadi flows through it. So Mahanadi, which is like more of like Chhattisgarh and Odisha region. So this is third statement is also a wrong statement. And Koshala is like Koshala, a capital city is capital of Koshala is one of the capital is Ayodhya. So everyone we would have known like Ayodhya lies in the banks of river Sarayu. Anyone who would have knowledge of Ramayana would know like Ayodhya lies in Sarayu river. So of course like statement 4 is correct. For this particular question, only 2 statements are correct. So answer comes as B. For 17th, B is answer. And then comes 18th. Gandharva Mahavidyalaya Music Training School was set up in 1901 by Vishnu Digambar Palushkar. So they have given one particular academy, training school, and they are asking about its location. So for this academy, it lies in actually in Lahore. Out of all these 7 previous history questions, this is the first difficult question in history area. Remaining 7 and all almost are doable nature, which are present in common books itself. So this is a question like nobody would have like attended this question because no one can teach this sort of factual information actually. So 18th answer is D. And then 19th. So they had given some terms and they are asking who are that this officer belongs to which part of administration. So they had given Pradeshika, Rajuka, Yuktas. So these are the officers. They are actually part of Mauryan administration. They are the officers of like a district level administration. Pradeshika is more of in charge of a district. We can equate to current day collector. And these Rajukas, Yuktas, they are the subordinate district officers. So for this particular 19th question, answer comes as B, Bombay. For 19th, B is answer. And then 20th question. The 20th question, this is also, they are again asking about non-cooperation movement. Many questions has come from this particular event, non-cooperation movement. The Congress declared attainment of Swaraj by all legitimate and peaceful mean to be objective. Yes, of course, this statement is correct. It is given in every book, actually, common books itself. So before this movement, Congress objective was we should achieve self-government through a constitutional means. It was the stated objective of Congress. But during the time of non-cooperation movement, Gandhi changed Congress objective to achieving Swaraj by legitimate and peaceful means, rather than only through constitutional means. So this particular statement is correct actually. The easy question for 20 is because Congress changed its objective after this movement only. Then second, it was to be implemented in stages with civil disobedience on payment of tax for the next stage. Only if Swaraj did not comes within a year and the government resorted to repression. This is also like Gandhi will tell Gandhi won't immediately bring on this non-payment of tax. Actually, he will give time to government to give concession, but government won't give this particular concession. So Gandhi said we will bring civil disobedience only in stage by stage only. But before this itself, Chauri Chaura incident will happen. So Gandhi was forced to withdraw NCM movement. So this particular civil disobedience won't come. It won't get implemented in NCM phase. Only in civil disobedience movement phase, again this particular things will get implemented. But Gandhi will promise we will bring civil disobedience, non-payment of tax in stage by stage during this particular movement. Of course, for 20, both statements are correct. So answer for 20, answer comes as 20C.
21st question, where consider the following countries So Austria, Bulgaria, Croatia, Serbia, Sweden, North Macedonia. So in which so the Serbia and Austria, these two countries are not part and parcel of North Atlantic Treaty Organization, and the rest of the countries like Bulgaria, Croatia, Sweden, North Macedonia. So four countries which are accommodated within the organization. So answer must be B. Consider the following countries: Bolivia, Brazil, Colombia, Ecuador, Paraguay, Venezuela. So, Andes mountain pass through how many of the above countries? Where Brazil and Paraguay. So, these two countries in which the expansion of Andes cannot be found. Rest of the countries through which it trespasses, right? So, four countries. Answer must be only 4C. So then the 23rd one, consider the following water bodies: Lake Tanganyika, Lake Tonle Sap, Patos Lagoon. Through how many of them does the equator pass? No, so these three lakes, no lakes through which the equator, the line equator passes, right? So that answer is none. Right. So then consider the following statements about turmeric production during the year 2022-23. So India is the largest producer as well as exporter of turmeric in the world. It is a correct statement. And more than 30 varieties of turmeric are grown in India. So more than 133 species of turmeric cultivated all over India. So the number is more than 30. Definitely, then the second statement must also be correct. And the important main producing states like Maharashtra, Telangana, Karnataka, and Tamil Nadu. So they are all the states which are coming under the first line states to produce turmeric in India. So all the three statements are correct. Right. So answer is a D. And then which of the following are the evidences of the phenomena to substantiate continental drift, right? So the first statement is the belt of ancient rocks from Brazilian coast matches with those from Western Africa. No, there is a evidence, no, nothing but geological evidence in which when you bring Latin America and Africa close with each other, the geological rock formations that can be found on the shorelines of Brazil, and the geological rock formations that can be found on the Guinea coast are belonged to almost the same age of formation and the same mode of origin and the same chemical composition even. No, so the first one is correct statement, right? That is the most important evidence which is one among the most important evidences which is substantiate continental drift. The second statement is gold deposits of Ghana derived from Brazilian plateau when both the continents lay side by side. Yeah, when both the continents are come closer, so the geological formations that can be found on both shorelines would have undergone denudation, and the geomaterials that are derived from those formations must have accumulated at the shoreline. No, so that is sediments must have accommodated with gold deposits, right? So that is another statement which is substantiate the continental drift theory. And Gondwana system of sediments from India known to have its counterparts in 6 different land masses of southern hemisphere. No, Gondwana land. So all those Gondwana lands would have spread with Gondwana sediments like glacial tillites and glacial other glaciated sediments that would have spread over 6 massive land masses which substantiate the continental drift theory. So all those three statements are correct. So answer is C. So then the 26th question, statement 1, the the amount of dust particles in the atmosphere is more in subtropical and temperate areas than in equatorial and polar regions. So this statement is correct. Why? Because so in the equatorial and polar regions where the air is humid, and the dust particles that would have settled down at the ground, if the air contains adequately sufficient moisture, right? So the first statement is correct. The subtropical and temperate areas have less dry wind, so more dry wind, they are the high pressure centers where rainfall is very meager, and hence the region might be characterized with the strong dry winds. So the second statement is wrong, first statement is correct. So which one among the following is correct with respect to the above statement? The answer is C, right? Then 27th question. Consider the following statement. Statement 1. In Jan, in the northern hemisphere, isotherms bend equatorward while crossing the landmass and poleward while crossing the oceans. Yeah, so when northern hemisphere is winter, when any isotherm, any winter time isotherm, and trespasses across the continent, it would have taken the equatorward bend. When it crosses the ocean, as the oceanic counterpart is comparatively warmer, it would have taken poleward bend. That statement is correct. So in Jan, air over ocean is warmer than that over the landmass in the northern hemisphere. Yeah, that is correct. Both the statements are correct, and the second statement correctly explains the first statement, right? So answer is A, right? So consider the following statements. Statement 1, in the context of effect of water on rocks, chalk is known as very permeable rock, whereas clay is known as quiet and impermeable or least permeable rock. Yeah, that is correct. No, the second statement, chalk is porous, hence it absorbs water. Yeah, chalk rock is soft rock. It is highly porous, so it has the tendency to hold or retain water, right? So the third statement must be clay is not at all porous. No, yeah. Sorry. Clay is porous but impermeable, where the pore spaces are very minute, microscopically tiny, through which water cannot percolate freely. No, so that statement is clay is porous. Not at all porous is wrong statement. No, clay is porous but not pervious, not permeable to water, not allow the water to percolate across it readily, right? So that statement is wrong. So which one among the statement is correct in respect of above statement? So where the first statement, both 2 and 3 are correct. No, but 3 is not correct. So this is wrong. Both the 2 and 3 statements are correct. So that 2 and 3 statement are correct. No, wrong. And the third one, so only one of the statements, 2 and 3 is correct. Yeah, only one of the statement, 2 and 3. Yeah, because 2 is correct, 3 is incorrect. So, and that explains, that correct statement explains the first statement. Yeah, that is the correct answer, right? So, 29th question, consider the following statements. Without atmosphere, temperature would become well below freezing point everywhere on the earth's surface. That is true. No, the daytime temperature would have exceeding certain limit, and nighttime temperature would have fallen below zero. if the region would not have been accommodated with any air, right? So that is correct. And heat absorbed and trapped by atmosphere maintains our planet's average temperature. Yeah, that is true. There is a very important role, the biggest role played by atmosphere, right? That maintains, that acts as a blanket to the entirety of the earth, right? So then the third statement, atmosphere's gases like carbon dioxide, particularly good at absorbing and trapping radiation. Yeah, that is good. Trapping the, absorbing the heat energy and holding the heat energy without being liberated, for a sufficiently long period of duration. Yeah, that is also correct. All the three statements are correct statements, right? So the last question must be, consider the following statements about Rashtriya Gogul Mission. So one first statement, it is important for the upliftment of rural poor as majority of low producing indigenous animals are with small and marginal farmers and landless laborers. Such indigenous breeds, whose quality and whose milk production capacity and everything, so is buffalo and cattle. So both the species are being highly improved because of the advent of Rashtriya Gogul Mission. That is correct. And it was initiated to promote indigenous cattle and buffalo rearing and conservation in a scientific and holistic way. That is also correct statement. So both 1 and 2 are correct, right? So right, so these are all the solutions that are given for the today's question paper. So all the best, my dear friends. See you again.
Hello aspirants, congratulations on taking your first step. So you have all written your prelims examination, and it's usually the first step is the hardest step. So you all taken the first step, and hereafter your path to success will be easy. So today we are going to discuss environment and science and tech. So on question paper EA, so we have around 25 questions. The question numbers are roughly from 31 to 50 and 81 to 85. So we'll be discussing about that. So regarding the paper, it was like a moderately to the side of difficulty. It's not like easy to moderate. It's between moderate to difficult. And science and tech, we had like pretty much straight options, straight facts when it comes to reading current affairs. And in environment, we did not have much of a static area, so most of them were from the current affairs area. So we'll be seeing the 25 questions. So first question, it's about carbon emissions. First question in the sense 31st question. So it's about carbon emissions. So from the cement industry. So we all know like cement industry, just like automobile industry and energy industry, is one of the carbon intensive sectors. Okay. So the first statement, cement industry. The carbon emissions, it's around 5% of the global emissions. It's around 5 to 8%. So statement 1 is correct. Second, silica bearing clay is mixed with limestone while manufacturing cement. Yes, so silica bearing clay and limestone are mixed together and grinded. So statement 2 is also correct. Statement 3, limestone is converted into lime during clinker production for cement manufacturing. This is also correct. Okay, so what are the options that are given? So based on the options, it's option B. So both statements 2 and 3 are correct. Yes, they are correct, but only one of them explains statement 1. So which statement explains statement 1 is? So statement 3 explains statement 1. Okay, because during the conversion of limestone into lime, a lot of carbon dioxide is emitted, which is one of the reason for cement industry contributing to 5% of global carbon dioxide emissions. So the answer is option B. Okay. Next, the 32nd question. So at 28th United Nations Climate Change Conference, COP28, India refrained from signing the Declaration on Climate and Health. Yes, India did refrain from signing because this said like we have to modernize our health industry to reduce emissions, and India in doing so, that will lead to that being costly. So India asked for sustainable ways like transfer of technology, economically sustainable ways like transfer of technology, so that the cost of changing to less carbon intensive or green methods will be affordable, but since they did not accept that, so India refrained from signing. So that is correct. Okay, so is it a binding declaration? No, it's a non-binding declaration. So second statement is wrong. Third statement, India's health sector is if India's health sector is decarbonized, the resilience of the healthcare system may be compromised. Okay, so I would suggest so this is wrong, because there is very less reason for the resilience to be compromised. Okay, so India, there will not be any compromise on the resilience, it will just be costlier. So all the three statements, sorry, neither statement 2 nor 3 is correct, statement 1 is right. Okay, so 33. So scientific studies suggest that shift is taking place in Earth's rotation and axis. Yes. Solar flares are associated with coronal mass ejections bombarded the Earth's outermost atmosphere with tremendous amount of energy. Yes, they have basically given what happens. Third statement says, as the Earth's polar ice melts, water tends to move towards the equator. Yes, so that is also correct. Okay, and this is one of the reasons. Okay, so for this happening, there are multiple reasons, and one of the reasons is statement 3. So both statement 2 and 3 are correct, but only one of them explains statement 1. 34th question, Article 6 of the Paris Climate Change is frequently discussed. Yes, this is also correct statement. So statement 2 is also correct. Article 6 of Paris Agreement, it helps in setting the principles of carbon markets. You all know what carbon markets are for. Carbon markets are for trading carbon emissions. Okay, and Article 6 also says that it helps in promoting the inter-country market and non-market strategies for helping countries to reach their INDCs, intended nationally determined contributions. Okay, so both the statements are correct, and both of them explain statement 1. Okay, so next, which of the following launched Nature Solutions Finance Hub for Asia Pacific? So it's the Asian Development Bank. Okay, so they launched the Nature Solutions Finance Hub for Asia Pacific. Okay, next 36. So direct air capture. So what is direct air capture? So UPSC has this thing of asking about technology then and there. So it's direct air capture is capturing carbon dioxide directly from air. Okay. So is it a way of carbon sequestration? Yes. So what is carbon sequestration? So after carbon capture, the process of storing carbon dioxide in a long-term storage is carbon sequestration. Yes, direct air capture can help in carbon sequestration. It can be used for plastic production and food processing, because the carbon dioxide that is observed can be used for plastic production and food processing. Yes, it can also be used in aviation sector for reducing the greenhouse gas emissions by combining hydrogen with hydrogen to create low carbon fuel. So all the three are correct. So next is regarding peacock tarantula, also known as the Guti tarantula. So is it a crustacean and is it omnivorous? Okay, so any one thing on this is wrong. Okay, so it's neither omnivorous nor a crustacean. It's actually a carnivore, and it is a arachnid. Okay, so the first statement is wrong, so you can just strike this both. Okay, second statement, it's present in both. So yes, it is found in only some forest areas, especially the deciduous forest of Andhra Pradesh. Okay, so is it an arboreal species? Yes, it is. So what is an arboreal species? Anything that spends most of its life on trees. So it builds its web on trees, and one thing is it's like totally blue color and is the only blue species of tarantula. Okay, so tarantula they belong to the family of spiders. And Australia is known for huge size tarantulas which are highly venomous. Okay, next 38. So carbon dioxide emissions in India are less than 0.5 tons per capita. No, it is actually around 1.94 tons. Okay, so first statement is wrong. So based on that, so this is out, this is out. And second statement, so it's common in both. Yes, India ranks second next to Japan. So Japan is highest. And you know, like electricity and heat production is one of the biggest one of the main reasons for carbon dioxide emissions. So that is right, 2 and 3. So coming to 39th question, is cassava a woody shrub? Yes. Ginger is a herb with a pseudo stem. Malabar spinach is a herbaceous climber. So mint is not an annual shrub, it is a perennial shrub. And papaya is not a shrub, it's a giant herb. So papaya, so which we eat, is not a tree, it's actually a herb. So we have three things which is right. So our answer is only 3. Okay, so this is one static question, so which most of you would have made it right. So one of the most easy things. So with reference to planet Earth, so the most of our oxygen is produced in the oceans, not rainforest. So this is gone. So gone and gone. Okay, so this is one of the luckiest things. So if 2 is wrong, we don't even have to check for 3. So marine phytoplankton and photosynthetic bacteria produce around 50% of world's oxygen. Yes, that's it. So we don't need to be worried about 3. 3 is wrong. So even though most of the world's oxygen is produced in the oceans, they are not present in the oceans. Once they are produced, they are released into the atmosphere, and the atmosphere holds more oxygen than oceans. Okay, so next 41 question. So which of the following are considered as alternative powertrain? So what is an alternative powertrain is, so most of our vehicles use this thing called ICEs, internal combustion engines. Okay, so anything that does not use ICE is called an alternative powertrain. Okay, so fuel batteries, hydrogen fuel cells, fuel cell electric hybrids, all they are not from ICEs, internal combustion engine, which use your petrol. Okay, so all the 3 are alternative powertrain vehicles. Okay, so UAV. So we have so most of us in the recent Operation Sindoor, you would have known what an unmanned aerial vehicle is. Anything that is not driven by human flight, or it doesn't need a pilot, that is an unmanned aerial vehicle. Okay, so it can be operated by human, it does not have to be, it may not be operated by human, that doesn't matter. Okay, you shouldn't have a pilot there, that's all. Okay, so all types of UAVs do vertical landing? No, not all types. Some have this horizontal takeoff. Okay, so just they just run on the runway. I think so we have one of the things which is used to test our missile defense system, or which is used to the one we use for blocking the incoming aircrafts. Okay, so we have that one. So that does not do a vertical takeoff or landing. So this is wrong. Next, so hovering is so the one that is standing and which doesn't move forward or backward. So hovering is just being above a place. So which so in some movies where you see helicopters, the commandos is descending from helicopters on a top of a building, that is hovering. So not all UAVs can do automated hovering. This is wrong. And does all use battery supply? No, some use petrol also. So this is also wrong. So none. Okay, so in the context of electric vehicle batteries, so we have something called cobalt lithium nickel electrode, so cathode. Okay, so all the 3, 1, 3 and 4. So only 3 are used. So we don't have graphite in that is used in electric vehicles. Okay, so graphite may be a cathode, but in electric vehicles we have this cobalt, lithium and nickel. Okay, next. Cigarette butts, eyeglass lenses, car tires, which of them contain plastics? All those contain plastics. Okay, so we know plastic is a polymer and it's an organic compound, so all the 3 they contain plastics. So this, I think most of you would have gotten it right. Okay, next, cold gasification technology is used in production of which of them? So we know cold gasification technology is used in production of fertilizers and fuel also. So except nitroglycerin, all the other 2 are correct. So 1 and 2, so only 2. Okay, so nitroglycerin is from another process and it does not involve cold gasification technology. Okay, so CL20, HMX, LLM. So what are these? So they are explosives. Okay, so they are explosives. So HMX is an octagen and LLM 105 is a nitramine explosive, and CL20 it's a pretty long name, so which kind of contains like 30 letters. So but these are all explosives. Okay, next, so Majorama chip, yes, it is used in quantum computing, that's right. So it's not from Amazon Web Services, but it's actually from Microsoft. Okay, so and deep learning is a subset of machine learning. So those who have read science and technology, you would have known. So 1 and 3. Okay, and with reference to monoclonal antibodies, yes, they are man-made proteins. They simulate the immunological response. Yes, that is correct. And they are used in treating viral infections like that of Nipah virus. See here, they are being tested to treat Nipah virus, but they are not actually used in treating currently. And Nipah virus, as of now, it doesn't have any particular medicine for treatment. Okay, these are being tested. Currently, they are in testing phase, so they are not used in treating. So 1 and 2. Okay, 49. No virus can survive in oceans. There are actually certain viruses and bacteria that can survive in oceans, and the number of viruses that can survive in oceans are increasing due to global warming and other factors. So this statement that no virus is wrong. Okay, it's not no virus. Some viruses can actually do it. So no virus can infect bacteria. There are actually a group of virus known as bacteriophages, so which can infect bacteria. And this thing, no virus can change the cellular transcriptional activity in host cells. Again, wrong. Certain viruses, they can. Yes, they can change the cellular transcription activity in host cells. So all the 3 are wrong. So none. So they've asked which of them are correct. So none is correct. So activated carbon. So most of you who are using this cosmetics, you would have heard of this word activated carbon. So yes, it is an attractive tool to remove pollutants and help in bioremediation. It is correct, but there is no guarantee that it is effective in cosmetics. And statement 2, yes, activated carbon has a larger surface area, and because of that larger surface area, it has a strong potential of absorbing heavy metals. That's also correct. Third, yes, it can be synthesized from environmental waste with high carbon content. Okay, so all the 3 are correct. So now coming to the answer. So both statement 1 and 2 and 3 are correct. So this is out. But this is explained only by this. Okay, so this is about the manufacturing process. This is about what it does. This is the reason for why it does that or how it does that. Okay, so both are correct, but only one of them explains the statement 1.
Now we will see 51st question. In this question, they are asking about ordinance. Ordinance can amend any central act. Of course, correct. Ordinance can abridge fundamental. Of course, until it does not go against like a basic doctrine, it holds valid. And an ordinance can come into effect from backdate. This is also correct. So, as per given statement for 51st question, all 3 statements are correct. So, answer comes as 51D, Delhi. Then 52nd question, Arunachal Pradesh. So they are asking about the state's origin, how it origin. Capital is named after its fort. State has 2 national parks, of course, correct. Come into existence on the basis of constitution. This is also correct. Tripura, this is also correct. So 52nd question also answer comes as all the above. So C. And then 53rd question, what is it they are asking? The third question, they are asking about which of the following bodies are established under provisions of Constitution of India. So they gave 3 bodies. Zonal Council won't come under any constitutional provisions. This also won't come. Interstate Council, Article 263. So as per given option 53, answer comes as A. And then 54th question. Constitution of India explicitly mentioned that in certain spheres, governor of state act in his or own discretion. This is correct. So as per Article 163, there are some discretionary powers for governors. And then second step, President of India bill passed away. So President of India, most of every time he has to go through governor. He cannot on his own reserve or give consent. Or everything happens through governor. Only during financial emergency situation, sometimes like president can directly like reserve or give concern to state legislature bill. But in normal times, president cannot on his own do. So like in extreme case scenario, if we take statement 2 can be correct. But if we go with normal conditions, normal times, then statement 2 is wrong. So I'm going with the normal times itself. So 54 answer is A. Maybe UPSC may give different also for this particular question. So this is like some ambiguous question, 54th. But for this particular question, I'm going with A. And then 55th question. Separation of judiciary from executive. Of course, this is a Tnpsc. And valuing these fundamental rights, obviously, it's an easy question. And this is also like correct. So 55, C is answer. Then 56th. 56th question. The reference to constitution, if an area of a state is declared as scheduled area in 5th schedule, state government loses its executive power in such area, local body as if, no, so extreme statement, and it's not like state government loses power, is wrong. Union government can take over total administration of such areas under certain circumstances, recommendation of governor, this is correct. So 56 is like statement 2, only correct. So 56 for this answer comes as B. And then 57, they gave 3 organizations, they asked us to match with the correct ministry. National Automotive Board, Ministry of Commerce and Industries. No, it will come under Ministry of Heavy Industries. Coir Board, they gave us a Ministry of Heavy Industries. Actually, it comes under MSME. National Center for Trade and Information, it comes under Ministry. So all 3 are jumbled. So for this, all 3 organizations are incorrectly matched. So answer comes as none. For 57, answer is a D. And 58, and the following subject under constitutional list. So what they are asking means, so they gave some like situation for which they are asking whether state consent of state legislature consent is required or not. What are the situation they had gave? They gave about to amend list 1 union list whether we need state government ratification. No, it does not require. Extent of executive power. If you want to change the executive powers of state government, then you have to get consent of the state's legislature. This is correct. In order to change governor office also you require state consent. So 2 and 3 for this particular question. 58 answer comes as B. And then 59th, what is the question like? They gave big statement. Governor of state is not answerable to any court for excess. Yeah, of course, it's correct. No criminal proceedings shall be instituted. Yeah, this is also correct. Member of are not liable to proceedings. This is also correct. So all 3 statements are correct. So answer comes as D. And then, so like what are the activities which are regulated? Petroleum and Natural Gas Regulatory Board. They are asking. So with respect to this, see, production of crude oil won't come under this particular board. This will come, as well as production of natural gas also won't come. This will comes in different ministries. So for this particular question, B is the answer. Only B. 2 statements only correct. Let us now discuss question number 61. In question number 61, they had given some like numbers, and they are asking about like 3 conceptual part of government budgeting. So in that question they had given revenue expenditure as, so revenue expenditure as 80,000 crore and the revenue receipt as 60,000 crore. Revenue receipt as 60,000 crore. And they had also said like borrowings of government is 10,000 crore. And then they had said like interest payments of a government is 6,000 crore. And they are asking about deficits. So revenue deficit, they are telling like it is 20,000 crore. So what is the formula for revenue deficit? What is the concept of revenue deficit? Revenue deficit is nothing but like revenue revenue receipt, like revenue deficit. Yeah, it is a difference of nothing. Revenue deficit is nothing but the difference of revenue receipt and revenue expenditure. Revenue expenditure minus revenue receipt is nothing but revenue deficit. So for revenue deficit, formula comes as revenue expenditure minus revenue receipt. What is the numbers they had given? So revenue expenditure is 80,000 crore and revenue receipt they had given 60,000 crore. And of course, 20,000 is a revenue deficit. First statement is correct. And second is they are telling fiscal deficit of this particular budgeting is numbers is 10,000 crore. Let us now see the formula for fiscal deficit. So fiscal deficit formula. What is the formula for fiscal deficit? It's actually total expenditure minus total receipt. Total expenditure minus total receipt excluding borrowings and other liabilities. Sometimes fiscal deficit, instead of this long lengthy formula, we can simply tell fiscal deficit is nothing but borrowings and other liabilities of government. It's a simple formula. Let us now see the numbers. So we said fiscal deficit is nothing but borrowing. Here in this particular statement, they had said borrowing of government is 10,000 crore. Here in this statement, fiscal deficit 10,000 crore. So statement 2 is obviously correct. And then comes the primary deficit. What is the formula for primary deficit? Formula for primary deficit is also a very simple formula. So primary deficit formula is nothing but fiscal deficit minus interest payment minus interest payment. So what is the fiscal deficit as per this set of numbers? 10,000 is a 10,000 crore is the fiscal deficit. Out of that, majority goes to what? Borrowings and interest payment. What is the interest payment? Interest payment is 6,000 crores. 6,000 crores. So 10,000 minus 6,000 obviously comes around 4,000, which is what they are given in statement. Primary deficit 4,000 crores. Obviously, as per this formula, primary deficit comes as 4,000 crore. So for this particular question, all three statements are correct. 1, 2, 3. So answer comes as D, Delhi. And now let us discuss question number 62. 62. India is a founding member of International North-South Transport Corridor, a multimodal transportation corridor which will connect. So they are asking about this INSTC corridor. Obviously, it has been coming in news for many years. So obviously, this is an easy question, easy current affairs question. So India to Central Asia, actually, INSTC. Actually, this corridor connects India to Russia via Iran, Central Asia. Actually, so for this particular question, 62 answer is A. Easy question. And then we will discuss 63rd question. The statement 1. Statement 1 says out of two major ethanol producers in the world, Brazil and the United States of America, the former produces more ethanol than later. Actually, these two guys are the top ethanol producing country. But among them, USA comes first. USA is a leading producer of ethanol. Then comes the Brazil. Second is Brazil, but in this statement, they had said Brazil comes as the first. So obviously then statement 1 is wrong. And then comes statement 2. Unlike in the United States of America, where corn is the principal feedstock for ethanol production, sugarcane is the principal feedstock for ethanol production in Brazil. Obviously, this statement is correct. So in Brazil, majority of ethanol is produced from sugarcane. So this is a tropical country where sugarcane grows in a large number. So obviously for USA, they'll generate more ethanol from corn actually, whereas Brazil produces ethanol more from sugarcane. So statement 2 is correct. for this particular question. For 63rd question, statement 1 is not correct, but statement 2 is correct. So answer comes as D, Delhi. So for 63rd, answer is D. And then comes 64th question. World Bank warned that India could become one of first place where wet bulb temperature routinely exceeds 35 degrees Celsius. Of course, which of the following statement reflect implication? They are asking about what is the implication when we experience a temperature which is constantly above 35 degrees Celsius. Like little bit tricky. Like we'll see first statement. Peninsular India will most likely suffer from flooding, tropical cyclone, droughts. Yeah, like if we go deeper into this particular statement, yeah, obviously if temperature is constantly hovering more than 35 degrees Celsius means we can tell like global warming is happening at a rapid pace or warming. So global warming means like a lot of global warming, like then it will leads to erratic like weather events like too much of like drought phase, or sometimes too much rain which will result in flooding. Like a tropical cyclone, frequency of tropical cyclone also like will get disturbed because of this global warming phenomena. If we go by this particular logic, then statement 1 is correct. But I'm not sure like UPSC will take this logic actually. So like, but if we consider this particular statement as a standalone statement, then like we cannot say like because of this directly this particular thing, too much of flooding, too much of tropical cyclone, too much of droughts will happen. Because in order to get frequent flooding, tropical cyclone, drought, there are a lot more factors will come into picture apart from this particular thing. This is like, it can be a pushing factor, but it is not a major factor which causes this sort of things. So like it is like a discretion of UPSC. Whatever like UPSC can interpret this thing in either way. Either the first way which I said, like they can connect it with a global warming phenomena. If they connect like this statement is correct. But if they go with my second logic, then this particular statement might go wrong. So as of now, I am taking this second view. Because why I am taking second view now? Because like we cannot assume like just like that from statement we cannot assume lot of things. So I am going into second thesis, by which I am saying like because of this alone, this flooding, tropical cyclone, droughts won't happen frequently. A lot of factors has to go into that. So statement 1 is wrong, but statement 2 is like it's a direct implication. Of course, like survival of animal, including human, will be affected by shedding of their body heat through perspiration. Yeah, this is we can say like correct, like direct correlated things. But statement 1 I cannot say like that. So for this particular question, 64th question, I am going with option B. But we can also go with sometimes both 1 and 2 also. It depends on UPSC discretion. So 64. And then 65th question. What is 65th question? A country fiscal deficit. So fiscal deficit, they are telling like fiscal deficit standard 60,000 crore. It is receiving 10,000 crores through non-debt creating capital receipt. The country's interest liabilities are 1,500 crores. So as I said earlier, this like what is the fiscal deficit? Fiscal deficit is nothing but borrowings. And what is the primary deficit? What is the primary deficit? Primary deficit is nothing but fiscal deficit minus interest payment. Fiscal deficit minus interest payment. So what is the fiscal deficit as in this particular statement? It is saying like fiscal deficit is 50,000 crore. And what is the interest payment? 1,500. 500. So answer comes as 48,500. Actually, this particular statement, they had given this thing to confuse you actually. So this is unnecessary. This 10,000 crores is actually we had incorporated these things in income part itself. After incorporating this 10,000 crores only, we are coming to this fiscal deficit part itself. So now no need to like look into this particular statement. So 10,000 crore they just gave it to confuse you. So we have to take just 50,000, which is a fiscal deficit, and interest payment or interest liabilities 1,500 crore, which comes as 48,500, and answer is like 65A. So gross primary deficit they are asking about. So primary deficit is nothing but this is the answer 48,500. For 65 answer is A. 65 answer is A. And then 66. So they had given statement about 15th Finance Commission. So and it's some of these recommendation and some of the measures taken in respect of this Finance Commission report. And the first statement they had given like 4,800 crores they had allocated for advancement of educational outcomes. Yeah, the statements like this is general statement. We cannot like study this sort of factual information and all. Okay, let us see like second statement. What is the second statement? So we don't know like how much crores they had allocated. We definitely know like Finance Commission would have recommended money to improve educational outcome, but we are not sure about what is the amount. So let us come to second statement. What is the second statement saying? Like Finance Commission, 15th Finance Commission recommended 45%. Actually, it is not 45%. 41% is a share of states which Finance Commission recommended. 15th Finance Commission recommended. So this particular second statement is wrong. Then if you come second statement, if you see second statement is wrong, that particular option 2 is, so this also comes as wrong and this also comes as wrong, then automatically only option left is like C. So then third is correct and fourth is also correct. These are the generic statements, these are the factual information. UPSC does not expect to know also. They want us to know whether you have knowledge of this particular statement. So no need to no need to get scared by this particular factual information at all. Without this factual information itself, we can solve the question by knowing just one statement. So for this particular question 66th, answer comes as C. And then comes 67th question. International Bank for Reconstruction and Development, that name of like World Bank. In World Bank, there are 5 institutions. One among that institution is this particular organization. It provides loans and guarantees to middle income countries. This is correct. It works single-handedly to help developing countries to reduce poverty. Yeah, this is also correct. It was established to help Europe rebuild after World War II. Of course, IBRD earlier, it was established for the purpose of reconstruction of Europe, which was affected by World War II actually. So statement 3 is also correct. So for this particular question, 67th answer comes as D. D. But with respect to this question, I had some reservation about this second statement. Second statement, I have some reservation. That single-handedly words looks extreme, but by going with like a common sense, we can say like all three, the second statement is correct. But if you go a little deeper or if you think too much, then second statement may seems wrong. But in this sense, I am going with common sense. So I am telling like second statement is also correct. So for this particular question 67, I am going with answer D, Delhi. 1, 2, 3. And then comes next question, 68th question. They are asking about the difference between RTGS settlement and a NEFT settlement. So in RTGS, the settlement time is instantaneous. So instantaneous, yeah, of course, real-time gross settlement. This is real-time. So real-time, the full form itself says like that the settlement happened instantaneously. Whereas NEFT, yeah, of course, like a NEFT transaction, it won't happen instantaneously. Like sometimes it will take 30 minutes because transaction happens batch by batch. So this particular statement, statement for this question, statement 1 is correct. And then comes in RTGS, customer is charged for inward transaction, while that is not the case for no, like for both RTGS, NEFT, to receive money you are not getting charged. So this statement is wrong actually. If RBI start to charge for incoming transaction, that's it. So like we will all stop using bank itself. So statement 2 is wrong. Then comes statement 3. Operating hours for RTGS are restricted on certain days. Well, this is not true for NEFT. Yeah, of course, this is correct. NEFT is available like for 24/7. Whereas RTGS settlement, it won't happen during Sundays and bank holidays and all. Like this RTGS settlement won't happen. So for this, 1 and 3 are correct. So this for this question, 68th question, answer is 1 and 3, C. And then comes 69th. They are asking about countries where like UPI payment is accepted. So this is like a recent current affairs. It's keep on coming in news. So UAE actually has integrated our UPI into their like payment ecosystem. France also like integrated. France is one of the early European countries to incorporate this UPI, particular UPI. Germany, there is no such agreement as of now with Germany. Whereas Singapore integrated, our UPI integrated into Singapore payment system. Bangladesh also we made agreement to have UPI at Bangladesh also. So out of 5 countries, 4 we can use UPI in that countries. So for this 69 answer is C. 69C. And 70 question is about like this famous scheme like PM Surya Ghar Muft Bijli Yojana. So like so generic statement. It's like so regarding that the scheme is implemented by government to promote that like solar energy adoption. Statement 1 says like, yeah, of course, it's a stated objective of this particular scheme. And this is also one of the aim. And third, get more than 3 lakh skilled manpower through fresh skilling. This is also correct. So for this particular question, 70, all 3 are correct. So comes as 70 for 70 question. Answer is D, Delhi. For 70, answer is D. And citizen has become my religion was a famous statement given by Gandhiji at the time of. So this particular statement, they are asking when Gandhi had uttered this particular famous line. So what are the options they had given? Champaran Satyagraha. So Champaran Satyagraha is too early for Gandhi to utter such sort of statement because during this time and all, Gandhi was little sympathetic towards Britishers. They thought like Britishers were not aware of Indian condition. That's why India is facing a lot of problems. Once British understand India's problem, then Gandhi thought like British will try to work on the welfare of the people. So Gandhi would not have uttered this particular statement during Champaran Satyagraha. So publicly violating salt law. So this can be one option. Yeah, because during Dandi March, he openly disobeyed, openly violated the salt law. Open violation of salt law. So obviously, government would have charged him. Government would have put criminal cases on him for violating this particular law. This can be option. Then let's see what else they had given. Attending second roundtable conference, London. No. So this is this Gandhi went to have a discussion about constitutional framework for India. It's not about. It's more of a peace event rather than confrontation event. So this during this time, Gandhi would not have said this particular statement. Launch of Quit India. Launch of Quit India. This is too late for Gandhi to say this statement. So by this time, Quit India movement, 1942. So Gandhi, we had got disillusioned with the Britishers. Even Gandhi will get disillusioned with the Britishers. By this time, like we don't have any trust on Britishers. And INM also went too much radicalized during this phase. So this is very too late to utter this sort of statement. So obviously, out of all the option given, B, during that civil disobedience movement, during this time, there might be a chance that he would have used this particular statement. But actually, if you see the modern Indian history means, when Gandhi had uttered this statement for the first time means like he will utter this statement actually during 1922. When means like, as you had already studied, during that non-cooperation movement. Non-cooperation movement will go from 1920 to 22. So 1920 to 22. Then 22, like a Chauri incident happens. Because of that, Gandhi will revoke non-cooperation movement. Immediately after withdrawing non-cooperation movement, Gandhi will get arrested by British government. And in which charges Gandhi will be arrested means section 124A, sedition charge. Under this particular section only, Gandhi will be put into prison. So during this this time only, during the trial for this particular case, Gandhi actually for the first time will utter this statement. If you are charging me for this purpose, sedition, then he will say like sedition has become my religion. I will keep on doing that. Likewise, he will tell. So obviously, for this particular question, exact answer should be 1922. But since non-cooperation is not given, next best possible option is civil disobedience movement. Because Gandhi would have used this particular statement many times. So first time 1922, and during this salt law breaking event, he had actually went against government. He had went against British state. So obviously British would have put sedition charges on him. So this is indirect answer we can say. For 71st question, B can be an indirect answer. So we don't know, maybe UPSC might drop this particular question, or else if best option with regard to option given is this particular question 71B. So for this particular question, I'm going with B, but this question also has a chance of getting dropped out also. Let us see. Only after final result, we will come to know what is the answer for this particular question. And then comes 72nd question. Dancing girl, found in Mohandas is a very easy question. In every NCERT book it will be given. So it is actually bronze Mohandas. So IBC is a bronze civilization. Of course, the dancing girl, one of the earliest bronze sculptures available in Indian subcontinent. 72C. And 73, they had said who provided legal defense to the people arrested in the aftermath of Chauri Chaura incident. So again they had asked question about non-cooperation movement. I think from non-cooperation movement itself, they are asked around 4 or 5 questions. 3, 4 questions actually they asked. So here in this particular question, they are asking who appeared in defense of our Indian people who are involved in this particular incident. So obviously we can definitely say Jinnah won't come, because Jinnah did not like non-cooperation movement itself. So by this time only slowly Jinnah will get dissociated from Congress activity. Because Jinnah does not believe in like this sort of like passive resistance movement and all. That's why Jinnah won't involve in this particular movement. So there can't be a Jinnah for this particular particular question. Then Saifuddin Kichlau, Khwaja Azan Nizami, like they are like they are regional leaders who are involved in non-cooperation movement, but I'm not sure like they would have involved in legal defense. And C.R. Das, being a lawyer, would have definitely involved in this particular activity. He would have like went to help of this Chauri Chaura incident people. And this Madan Mohan Malaviya is also a great legal expert, Pandit Madan Mohan Malaviya also. So, like he also had helped a defense of people involved in Chauri Chaura incident actually. So for this particular question 73, as I said earlier, for 71st question, like this 73 question also seems like a tricky question. So options are ambiguous in nature. Options are like little like ambiguous in nature. So for this particular question, C.R. Das definitely comes, as well as like Pandit Madan Mohan Malaviya will also come, but I am not sure about this guy, Krishna Kant. Like you would have never come across this personality called Krishna Kant. Maybe he might be a regional level leader, but we don't know who is. But definitely Madan Mohan Malaviya involved in defense of Chauri Chaura incident people. So it has to be either A or B. But since they had given this option Krishna Kant, I am going with option 73 A, C.R. Das. Because C.R. Das, absolutely sure shot. So this also like depends on UPSC's discretion. UPSC can either say like option A, it can also say option B, it can also drop the question also. So 73rd. So as of now, we will take A as option for 73rd question. A as option, 73rd. And then 74th question. What is the 74th question? Subsequent to which of the following events Gandhiji considered opposed untouchability, appealed for his eradication from all, include upliftment of Harijan as a important program of like Gandhian politics. When Gandhi started to include this particular objective means like he started to include this particular objective after Pune Pact, because Pune Pact comes as a compromise for the like the Ramsay MacDonald communal award. So in communal award, British will say like they are bringing separate electorate for even scheduled caste and scheduled tribe people. But which actually this communal award, this particular like a reservation will be opposed to by Gandhi, whereas Ambedkar would have supported this particular communal award. So now we will discuss 75th question. What is the question? So they are asking, what are the crops introduced by Portuguese into India in 16th and 17th century? So papaya, pineapple, guava. Of course, all the three crops are introduced by Portuguese into India. Actually, these three crops are native to Latin America, which is like South and Central America. From there only these three crops were introduced into India by this Portuguese trading company. So of course for this particular question, 75th question answer comes as all three. 75 C is answer. Then next question is 76th question. 76th. They are asking how many of these above countries has more than 4 time zones? Of course, like United Kingdom, UK, Britain has more time zone because they have more island across globe. Denmark also has more than 4 time zone because of presence of Greenland with them. So Greenland, they also have some islands across globe. And New Zealand. So New Zealand also more than 4 time zone because they also have more islands spread from like east to west. So New Zealand and Australia also has more than 4 time zone. The country landmass itself, it has more extension of east and west, as well as Australia also have a lot of islands. Therefore, spread across like globe. So 1, 2, 3, 4, all 4 these countries have more than 4 time zone, whereas Brazil won't have 4 time zones. Brazil won't have this many number of time zone. So obviously for this particular question 76, answer comes as only 4, B, Bombay. And then comes like a basics. They're testing about international dateline. So they're telling like another in Siberia, Nome in Alaska, few kilometers from each other. But when people are waking up and getting set for breakfast in these cities, it would be different days. Obviously, of course, it is correct because like international dateline runs around like 180 degree meridian. So like Alaska lies here, whereas like Siberia lies this particular place. The another lies here like this. So from international dateline, if we cross international dateline from here to here, if we cross international dateline westward means then we will actually lose the day. Whereas if we cross international dateline from here to here, we will gain the day. Because here it is like east, like let's say 170 degree or 175 degree east, which is advanced compared to a Greenwich meridian time. Whereas this particular place, Alaska, lags behind Greenwich meridian time. So for this particular question, actually, what comes as answer? What is the question? Siberia. It will be different days. Yeah, this statement 1 actually is a correct statement. Why statement 1 is correct means like, let us take the example. Let's say in Alaska, you are taking breakfast. Alaska, let's say like you are taking breakfast. Monday, you are taking breakfast. Monday, you are taking breakfast at 9 o'clock. 9 a.m. Monday, you are taking breakfast. Whereas if it is Monday in Alaska means Monday 9 a.m. Whereas Greenwich time, Greenwich meridian, time might be like 12 p.m. Let's say 12 p.m. Whereas if you go eastwards from Greenwich meridian, if it comes to this particular Siberian part, which is like 175 degree eastward, then this obviously from Monday 9 a.m. here it will be like 12 p.m. Monday. Then slowly like a time will keep on like increasing. By the time he comes here, it will actually turn into actually what, like a Tuesday. So Tuesday time might be like maybe early morning or like 8 o'clock like that. So 8 a.m. in this particular place. So of course that is like a question, that is a statement they had given. These two particular places are separated by very like a few kilometers only. But where is in Alaska we are telling a day as Monday. Whereas like in Siberia the same time like it will be a Tuesday. This is because of the international dateline, which approximately falls on 180 degree longitude. So statement 1 is obviously correct. When it is Monday in Anadir, which is in Siberia, it is Tuesday in Nome. No, that's what I said. Like Siberia is actually ahead always, whereas Alaska lags. But here they had given in reverse order. When it is Monday in another Siberia means it has to be in Nome in Alaska. It should be a Sunday actually. It should be a Sunday. It should not be a Tuesday. So obviously, then for this particular question, like statement 2 is wrong and statement 1 is correct. So answer comes as A. So for 77, A is answer. Then they are asking about founder of self-respect movement. Everyone knows. Like this is like Periyar, Eve, Ramaswamy Nayakar, 78. And 79. 79 question. They are asking about. They are asking us to match the country and the resource present in that particular country. Botswana, of course, it is famous for diamonds. This is correct. Chile are famous for lithium. Of course, in South America, there is a place called Lithium Triangle. Like 3 countries shares the lithium triangle geographical location in which Chile is part of. So Chile and Indonesia. In recent time, Indonesia is a leading exporter of nickel metal actually. So of course, this is also correct. So for this particular question, 79, all 3 comes. C is answer. And for 80th question, they are given 3 regions and they are asking us to correctly match with the particular country. So Mallorca, if you are a follower of football or if you are a follower of like La Liga means like you will know like Mallorca, actual Mallorca FC football club, which actually like is present in Spain. If you have watched the Real Madrid matches and all, you have known these particular things. So Mallorca, Italy is wrong actually. Statement 1 is wrong. Normandy, if you have studied world history, World War II and all, like this is famous place, Normandy. So Normandy actually lies in like France. So they given us a Spain. So statement 2 is also wrong. Sardinia. So Sardinia actually lies in Italy. Famous. If you had studied world history, you would have known Sardinia Piedmont Kingdom. So Kingdom of Sardinia Piedmont. So Sardinia is a region which lies in Italy. So for this particular question, like they had given, they had mixed all the options. Mallorca is for Spain, Normandy is for France, Sardinia is for Italy. So all 3 are wrong. So answer is 80 D, Delhi.
So 81st question. So some rare earth elements are used in the manufacture of flat television screens and computer monitors. Yes. So there are this thing called group 17. The elements in that group 17 are used in the manufacture of this rare earth metals. Sorry, the computer monitors. Okay, and some rare earth metals elements have phosphorescent property. So what is phosphorescent property? So we all know fluorescent. Fluorescent is the ability to glow in dark. So glow in the dark in sense you shine light on it and then you remove the light, it glows. Phosphorescent is you don't need to shine light on it, it still glows. Okay, for example, the fireflies. So what we call minmini puchi. Okay, so the insects, they just glow in the dark. Okay, so that is phosphorescent property. So there is like an element called cerium and also there's another called europium. So this has blue light. Okay, and because of this property and their ability to produce certain vibrant colors, they are used in the manufacture of flat televisions and computer screens. So both the statements are correct and statement 2 explains statement 1. Okay, so Indian Railways, yes, they have a national railway plan to create a future ready railway system, but not by 2028 but by 2030. So first statement is gone. So you have you are left only with one option. That's all. So this is one of the ways in which UPSC you have a okay. So they was not correct. Sorry. So if it is correct, then it's easier. So they was not correct. So second, Kavach is an automatic train protection system developed with the collaboration of Germany. No, it is a totally indigenous system. Okay, so it is a totally indigenous system. I did not know this, not correct. So since it is an indigenous system, it is not developed, not with the collaboration of Germany. So the second is wrong. So 1 and 2. Third is yes, it consists of RFID tags fitted to tracks in every station. So this is actually correct. So not correct is 1 and 2. Okay. So not correct is 1 and 2. So how many of the space missions given above encourage the support for microgravity research? Axiom is actually for microgravity research. SpaceDex is for increasing the space missions. So it's done with the private sectors. So Gaganyaan, so it's not per se a mission to support microgravity research, but there are certain elements in Gaganyaan which will support microgravity research because it's about sending humans to space, and you have to study the effects of microgravity on their bodies, and they will also be in collaboration with Axiom 4, and that is also added. So they actually so Axiom encourages microgravity research, and Gaganyaan certain parts of the mission supports microgravity research. Okay. Next, Dornier 228. Yes, it is a maritime patrol aircraft. It can run on both sea and it can take off on both sea and land. So IL-76 is not a combat aircraft. It is a heavy lift aircraft. So which is to replace the Indian, the older Russian Chekhanov class. So C-17 Globemaster is a military transport aircraft. So this is IL-76 is Russian. So Globemaster is US. Okay, so only two. Okay, so there's another thing called CJ Super Hercules. So Globemaster, so one is from Boeing and other is from I think the other aircraft manufacturer. Okay, so artificial way of causing rainfall to reduce air pollution makes use of, so artificial rainfall makes use of silver iodide and potassium iodide. They just spray it on the clouds, which will lead to this condensation and then precipitation. Okay, so no, sorry, the condensation is already there because of that's why the clouds are there, and spraying silver iodide and potassium iodide on the clouds will lead to precipitation, creating artificial rainfall, which will bring down the pollution. Okay.
Now let us discuss 86th question. They are asking questions about pardoning power of President of India. This power can be subject to limited judicial review. Of course, this pardoning power can be subject to judicial review. Correct statement. President can exercise this power without advice. Actually, he has to listen to the advice of central government. So statement 2 is wrong. So answer comes as A. For 86, answer is A. And for 87th, they are asking about which of the following statements are correct. Dissolution of Speaker shall not vacate his office immediately before meeting. Of course, this statement is correct. According to provisions of constituent members of parliament, being elected as a speaker shall resign from his political party immediately. No, if someone is elected to the post of speaker, it is not mandatory that he has to resign from his party actually. So second statement is absolutely wrong. By this logic, if it comes, so second, so this is absolutely wrong. And C also, and here also second statement they gave it as a correct. So B also second statement comes. So automatically answer will come as 1 and 3. So third statement is also will be right. So for this question, particular 87th question, answer is C. Now we will see answer for 88th question. If any question arises whether member of House people has become subject to disqualification under 10th schedule, President decision in accordance with the opinion of, actually under 10th schedule, it's not the president who makes decision, it's actually speaker who makes decision. So statement 1 is wrong. There is no mention of word political party. Actually in 10th schedule, the word political party is already mentioned. So this is also wrong. So both first statement and second statement is wrong. So answer comes as neither 1 nor 2. Answer for 88, answer comes as D, Delhi. And 89, in India, state government has no power for making rules for grant of concession respect to minor minerals. Actually, state government has powers regarding minor minerals. So this is wrong. In India, central government has a power to notify minor minerals under government. This is right. So for this particular question, 89, statement 1 is not correct and statement 2 is correct. So answer comes as D, Delhi. For 89, D is answer. And then 90, nature restoration law. So this particular law, which is like like introduced to tackle climate change and biodiversity loss? Who is the one who was the one who introduced it? Means like European Union. So for 90, answer comes as A. Then 91st question. 91st. So Panchayat at the intermediate level exists in all states? No, it is not existing at every state. To be eligible to member of Panchayat at the intermediate level, person should attain the age of not that yes is also wrong. So 1 and 2 is absolutely wrong. And Chief Minister of State constitutes the commission to review financial position of Panchayat at intermediate levels to make recommendation regarding proceeds between states at intermediate levels. State constitutes a commission to review. No, it's not a Chief Minister who constitutes. So this is also wrong. So they are asking about which of the following are not correct statement. So all 3 statements are not correct. So answer comes as 1, 2, 3. So option for 91 also answer is D. All 3 statements are wrong. So question is asking about incorrect statement. So 92. So they are asking about BIMSTEC. It is regional organization consisting of 7 member states. Of course, only 7. It came to existence. It is also correct. Bangladesh, India, Sri Lanka, Thailand, Nepal. Nepal is not a founding member. Actually, Myanmar. So this is wrong. BIMSTEC subsect of tourism is being led by. No, like tourism subsect is led by actually Thailand. It is not India. This is wrong. So answer comes as 1 and 2 only. For 92, A is answer. So who are the jury to select? Who constitute the jury to select Gandhi Peace Prize? So president won't come, or remaining all 3 will come. So answer for this particular question is 93 is C. And then 94, they are asking about Gagan, like navigation system. Like the statement is designed to provide additional accuracy and integrity. Of course, it is correct. It will allow more uniform, high quality air traffic management. Yeah, it's a primary purpose. It will provide benefit only in aviation, but not in other modes. It actually helps in even other modes of transport. So this extreme statement is wrong. So answer comes as 1 and 2 only, D. And then 95th, they're asking about AI Action Summit held in Grand Palace, so co-chaired with India, even builds on advancement. So this is correct, and this is also correct. So both for 95th question, both 1 and 2 comes as answer. And then 96th question, International Year of Women Farmer, this is correct. And this actually is wrong. Like 28, 27, it is not classified as this, like a sustainable and a resilient tourism year. And this is correct, and this is correct. So out of that 4 statement, only 3 are correct. Statement 2 alone wrong. 16th BRICS summit was held under chairman of Russia. This is correct. Indonesia became full member. This is correct. The theme of 16th BRICS strengthening multiculturalism for just global development and security. This is not the theme of 16th summit. So answer comes as A, 97, 1 and 2. Then they are asking about Lokpal. The power of Lokpal applies to public servant, but not to Indian public servant posted outside India. It applies even to public servant who is posted outside India. Chairman or shall not be member of parliament unitarily. Only the Chief Justice of India can be a chairperson or member. It is not like that. Like in addition to Chief Justice of India, even eminent judicial person can also become its member. So this is wrong. As a chairman or member shall not be person of less than 45. This is correct. Lokpal cannot inquire into allegation of corruption against sitting prime minister. It can inquire into even sitting prime minister. This is wrong. So answer only 3rd statement alone is correct. So 98 for 98 A is answer. And so they are asking about first Coco World Cup event was held in Delhi. India beat Nepal, of course. So this all 3 are correct. So now for 99 question, answer is D, Delhi. And in the finals, so this is not a correct, like 45th Chess Olympiad was not held in 2024, and he also did not win. So this is wrong, and this is like correct. Abhinav Mishra, this is correct. So answer comes as B. By this, we had concluded discussion of 2025 prelims question paper, and with regarding the answers which we have provided, this is actually like our first round of answers. Like some of the answer can be subjected to change once someone raises any like doubts regarding our answers. So we will post even the solution copy also in the YouTube link. Just go through it, and thanks for watching prelims question paper discussion. So thank you.